Some crimes shock you at the beginning. Others become terrifying only at the end. But the case you're about to hear is horrifying from start to finish. June 19th, 2016, a quiet summer afternoon near the small town of Riverton, Colorado, a peaceful picnic area along the Arkansas River, known locally as Apple Grove, where families often came to relax. That day, two little sisters walked down the path to fetch water. The older girl, Emily, suddenly stopped. Something in the bushes caught her attention. At first, she thought it was just someone lying down, maybe resting in the shade. But as the girls stepped closer, their curiosity turned into pure horror. Lying in the bushes was the blood-covered body of a young woman. The girls ran home in panic and told their mother what they had seen. Within minutes, police were on their way. When investigators arrived, they found the body of an unidentified woman in her 20s. She was wearing blue jeans and a black short-sleeved shirt. The crime scene revealed something chilling. The woman had not been moved. She had been killed right there. According to forensic experts, the victim had died between 24 and 36 hours earlier. She had not consumed alcohol or drugs. There were no signs of a struggle nearby, but the autopsy revealed the brutal truth. The woman had been stabbed multiple times with a sharp weapon. One of the wounds had severed a major artery in her neck. The fatal blow. Now investigators faced their biggest question. Who was she? Police began questioning people who had been near the area the day before. A restaurant cook named Linda, who worked near a local spring called Holiday Spring, remembered something unusual. The day before the body was found, a woman with a baby in her arms had arrived with a tall, thin young man. They sat quietly in a private outdoor booth. The description of the woman matched the victim exactly. A waiter named Michael confirmed the story. The man had asked for 2 plates and a pot of tea. They stayed there for about an hour, eating food they had brought themselves. Before leaving, the man paid $5 and casually asked if there were fish in the nearby pond. Then the couple left, along with the baby. Another witness soon came forward, a taxi driver named Robert. He said the same couple had approached him earlier that day, asking if there was a quiet place nearby where they could sit outdoors and relax. During the ride, the man mentioned something strange. He said he hadn't been in the area for nearly 20 years. At the time, the comment didn't seem important. But 5 days later, something shocking happened. A young man walked into a police station in Houston, Texas. And what he said next sounded like the script of a horror movie. His name was Daniel Baker. He calmly told officers that he knew exactly what had happened near the river because he was the one who had done it. Daniel had been born in Riverton, but moved to Houston as a child. The murdered woman was Sarah Johnson, a young woman he had known for years. Their relationship had started when Sarah was still very young. They had lived together for a time, though Daniel's parents never accepted her. Even after Daniel married another woman, he secretly continued seeing Sarah. But there was one painful truth in Daniel's life. Doctors had told him he could not have children. Then, one day, Sarah told him she was pregnant. Despite the medical diagnosis, Daniel convinced himself the baby was his. On May 8th, 2015, Sarah gave birth to a little girl. They named her Sophia. For a while, Daniel believed everything was perfect until he discovered something that changed everything. Sarah had told him she traveled to Georgia to visit her father, but when Daniel later found her passport, he realized she had actually traveled to Turkey. In his mind, that meant only one thing. She had betrayed him. From that moment, Daniel began planning something terrible. He invited Sarah and the baby on a trip, saying he wanted them to start a new life somewhere else. Sarah trusted him. On June 16th, they left together. After a long journey, they arrived near Riverton Daniel bought bread, sausage, vegetables, and juice for the baby. He told Sarah they would have a picnic by the river, but while cutting the food, Daniel secretly kept the knife. They walked deeper into the trees until they reached a secluded area near the water. No one was around. No one could hear them. That's when Daniel asked the question that had been haunting him. "Did you go to Georgia or Turkey?" Sarah became angry and insulted him. Daniel slapped her. When Sarah tried to run toward the road, he stabbed her in the back. Even after being wounded, Sarah begged him for one thing, not to harm the baby. But Daniel wanted the truth. Again and again, he demanded to know, whose child is this? Finally, after several wounds, Sarah admitted the truth. The baby's father was Daniel's own friend. At that moment, Daniel lost control. He stabbed her several more times. The final wound struck her neck. Sarah died there in the bushes. But the horror didn't end there. Daniel walked back to the baby. Little Sophia had no idea what had just happened. She was calmly drinking the juice Daniel had bought her. Daniel took the bottle from her hands. Then he carried the child to the river. He placed a heavy stone on her back and pushed her into the water. After the murders, Daniel fled the country, traveling to make up Russia, but he soon realized that running would not save him. Eventually, he returned to the United States and surrendered to the police. In court, Daniel Baker was found guilty of 2 counts of brutal murder. He was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole. A crime that began with suspicion ended with the loss of 2 innocent lives.